I really liked Ymir's letter.
It was so perfectly Ymir.
Yeah.
I completely agreed with Historia when she was like, yeah, I don't think there's any code in here. I was like, yeah, Ymir is really not the type to, like, have put a code.
One of my biggest questions this episode, or lack of understanding, and that's probably on me, was how Historia was able to see Ymir's memories through the paper.
I don't know. I mean, we know now that all of the Eldians are connected. All of the subjects of Ymir, and she is royal, and so maybe it's because it had the thoughts and feelings of someone who had one of the Titans' powers, and she's royal. She was able to touch Eren and see memories. Yeah, remember? So correct. I wonder if
But I thought that was because Eren had the founding Titan powers.
Well, she's royal, so maybe it's just anyone. And if she touches them.
Yeah, and maybe it's residual since Ymir did have the power of one of the Eldian Empire, right? Mm-hmm. Oh, one thing I wanted to touch on is the fact that every Eldian has the power to turn into a Titan kind of explains how Connie's whole village was turned into Titans. I'm assuming the Orangutitan, how does his Titan power... How is he able to massively awaken that? Okay,
I have a theory.
Innate Titan, yeah.
That I want to see what you think. Okay, so and I'm gonna go a little ways away to answer that question.
Okay.
So, remember how Eren found that bottle of armor?
Yes.
What if the king, when he fled away with the people, took vials of spinal fluid of those other Titans that exist, and it can add to the Titan, but it's like a lesser, it's not as powerful as actually inheriting that Titan. So there's the armored Titan, but Eren has a little bit of armor in him.
Correct.
You know, so what if it's like you can take a little bit of the power?
Yeah.
Yeah. What was your question again?
How the Orangutitan has the ability to turn people into Titans.
Yes. So what if that is his power, and the king took some of it, or he was given a little bit of the power, so he was able to communicate to them in the same way that Eren was able to, because he touched Dina.
Communicating with them would be a different power than creating them.
Well, remember that Zeke is royal.
That's true. That's very true.
So
that's very true.
He would be more tapped into all of the powers that are possible.
That is very
than
true.
Anyone else. That just occurred to me right there. Like literally that just popped up. I was like, he's royal.
So maybe any time / a time in the future, Zeke could see all of Grisha's memories through Eren. Zeke potentially and Eren could be connected at the moment. Zeke could maybe be connected to Historia. Maybe. I don't know. That's interesting though. But I did think of the Connie connection during the episode, because I was like, it does explain a decent amount of it, that each and every person in the society has that in them. Mm-hmm.
Just inherently.
Yeah.
Like, obviously the Marleyans were injecting them and, sending them on their way, but that was to have an immediate reaction. What if it is possible if Zeke just walked into that, what was it, the Liberio internment area, and just yelled with the, Titan yell? Wouldn't all of the Eldians inside of Marley just boom?
See, at that point, or, the Eldians inside of, the walls, if you had the power to turn everybody who had the bloodline into Titans, then, you could really use that, I wonder what Zeke's motive's going to be in the future. Because I almost feel like it's not going to be as simple as,
Oh, it definitely already feels like it's something that's going to be a rough one to... It might be super simple in the end, but for us trying to figure it out, it seems like there are so many ways they could take it for what his intentions and feelings are. And is he contradicting himself? There's so many layers that could be happening with it that I just feel like it's, what if we're theorizing what it is and then it ends up being just so freaking simple?
I did like the idea that the king who left said what he did to buy them time of peace.
I know. It fits way more than the idea that he was like, yeah, if you ever attack us.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow, go king. That he's wants to have a peaceful life for his people. But, if you ever attack me, we're going to fight back.
They had a line. I'm at the mid-roll, so I'm not going to look for it at the moment. But they had a line in reference to that saying, like, the king didn't want to commit a sin again. Or do something wrong again. And I wonder if that was referencing the original Ymir Fritz agreement or power that they got from the Devil of All Earth. Did you want to read the mid-roll, though?
Oh, sure. Okay, the 9 Titans. The true identity of intelligent Titans stemming from a power exceeding human comprehension. It's definitely exceeding human comprehension. That sleeps in I like that, sleeps in subjects of Ymir. Said power is inherited along with memories through paths which transcend space and time. The coordinate where all paths intersect is the founding Titan. So Eren is where all paths intersect. And anyone connected to Eren could thus be on his path.
Yes, and the fact that Eren has the Attack Titan makes it so he could influence future and past Attack Titans' memories.
Yes.
Yeah. The mid-rolls haven't really told us too much, like, mind-blowing information in the past season or two.
I think this one just kind of,
that confirms.
Reiterated what we were just discussing, amongst ourselves. It basically was like, hey, you guys are right.
Yeah, it's definitely trippy, Yeah.
I want to know what the other Titans are called. Colossal, Armored, Beast. Wasn't Annie, like, the female Titan?
Yeah.
It's not as cool of a name.
Yeah.
Is that, like, actually the name, or was that the name that we gave her,
I would assume it'd be, like, the Crystal Titan or something. I don't know. Because, like, that's what we know her for.
That's what she was better
Annie's
at.
still here, dude. Like, which is why, like, if Annie died, the power would have just... Okay, does Annie's aging stop?
That's a good question.
By being frozen in that thing.
I mean, honestly, it was probably smart of her, because she's like, I can either wait in this cocoon for 13 years, and then it'll be passed on to someone, but maybe she's giving the chance for someone to come rescue her from Marley.
Yeah.
She's like, I'm not going to die. I'm not going to let them eat me.
Yeah.
So, because I'm not going to let Paradis and its people have this power. So, either Marley is going to get me, or this is just going to get passed on in 13 years. Well, it's less than 13, because Annie's been alive for longer than that now.
Yeah.
Which I'm not really great at, like, math on the spot, but after a minute or two, I bet we could figure out, how much longer those characters have to live.
Yeah.
So I should not feel bad about Berthold being eaten. He was probably going to die in a year or so anyway.
You know who's going to feel bad when she finds out? Annie. Armin, you ate my boy.
What if she had no feelings for him? What if it was just purely unrequited? What if she had been in love with, like, Marcel?
Damn. That'd be messed up.
She already lost. And Berthold had to be that, like, unrequited lover that had to watch one of his friends get the girl.
So what do you think? He died,
so he thought he finally had a chance.
What do you think of the only time the power really working that Eren has, like the Founding Titan power to control other Titans, being the connection with Dina?
Okay, yes. That's a really great...
Dina? But do you think that it was easier to do because of the royal bloodline? It was the only reason he could do it at all, or if he could have the unlimited ability?
I think being connected to someone royal makes it so that he can use the Founding Titan better. And I think we already were thinking that when he was tied up.
Yeah.
In the Reese family ore vault, and Historia touched him. I think we were already starting to think that maybe being touched by someone with royal blood could enhance those Founding Titan powers for him. So I was like, what if they just walk around holding hands?
Yeah.
But Eren here said something interesting. He thought they would want to turn Historia into a Titan.
Yeah.
For what? So that he would constantly be with her in Titan form, or for him to eat her? Did they say that he would
turn her into a Titan?
That's what I thought he said, of why he was protecting her.
I thought it was that she just might die, or they might kill her, but...
Well, to be eaten and or to become a Titan. for me to use the Titan powers. That's right. If they knew of that possibility, what would the military do to Historia? I felt like he said something. Maybe he didn't. Maybe he said it before that. Might be possible. I haven't told these two about it either. That the Titan who killed my mom and Hans, R.I.P., was actually someone my dad was married to before. Oh my god, so complicated. What's more, if I talk about it, someone with royal blood is made into a Titan that I touch. Okay, so here he's speculating what if they would turn Historia into a Titan for Eren to be able to use the full founding Titan powers. If they had another syringe and like vial.
Yeah.
But she would have to eat someone, and I guess the goal would be to have her eat Reiner. Which would be so good because of Reiner's crush on Historia. Ymir might sacrifice herself, though, if she knew about that.
If someone with royal blood is made into a Titan that I touch, that plan has no regard for Historia being turned into a human with the powers of a Titan, though.
Just a Titan.
Just killing her, basically.
Yes, but I doubt they would actually go that path. I think they would hope and try. They might maybe lock her up, like how Hanji did experiments and she had Titans locked up.
Yeah, but still, like that's
until they could get maybe Reiner's body or something.
But then it might not work the same.
And it might not work, but like she's not the queen. Oh, they said that in this episode. She reiterated that she's not the queen yet.
Yeah.
You just did a coup d'etat, but you're now gonna turn the next queen into a Titan before she becomes actual queen.
A king who can't protect his people is no king. You must find that cowardly king and strip him of the founding Titan.
King Fritz played the job perfectly of cowardly king, even though he was not related at all and he was a fake. He played that role so well. If they hadn't told us any of that kind of Reese family history, or that King Fritz wasn't like really the king once we got here now, I'd be like, wow, he was cowardly, they're right.
The whole last scene has me so tripped out. I feel like I could watch it on loop. Love someone inside the walls. If you can't do that, it'll only repeat.
So why do you think that it would kind of stop the same history from repeating, to love someone inside the walls?
I don't think it would. I think it'd get the power to Eren.
If you love someone within the walls, then you are connecting yourself to a group of people that you are not a part of.
You're building a bridge, just like Ymir Fritz. You're building a bridge,
right? Yes.
Maybe that was what maybe the whole depiction of the Titans building bridges between mountains was just a symbolism for two cultures coming together.
And we did see an image of the gates of the walls being shut on people on horseback. That's true. Maybe he really just means it in that kind of pretty language of bridging the gap between peoples. Like, I mean, hasn't that always happened in history? Like marrying the princess to the prince of this country, to keep allies.
Oh my god.
You're still stuck on that whole Mikasa and Armin thing at the end.
At first, when we were watching the whole exchange, and then thinking about like what more, there is no truth, right? The only truth is that there is no truth. I'm like I'm really feeling for Grisha in the sense, like, what's the point anymore? Mm-hmm. Like obviously, like, I'm in the mindset of, if I could go back, I probably wouldn't have done it. And I'm like, well, like, I try to put myself in, like, what I feel like the character's feeling. So, like, at that point, I'm like, I'm done. Like, there's no point for anything. I'm just, like, hanging up the coat, Mm-hmm. But then, with the repetition of Kruger's words, I'm like, you know what? There is nowhere else to go. Either I stop or I keep marching forward. And I keep going forward. Like, I've already made these awful
decisions. You cost your sister's life, unfortunately.
But they happened. And What are you going to do now about it? Are you going to let all that happen for nothing? Or are you going to take what happened and go forward with that and
make sure that no other little girls that are Eldian descent are fed to dogs?
How about we don't feed anybody to dogs?
I know.
That's a pretty cool life. I like that. No catching people on fire. No, feeding dogs live people.
I think we were given another thing to go with the no truth thing. truth is that there is no truth. We were given a yes, you are correct to one of your theories with the fact that the royals that the founding titan was passed down in were controlled by the ideals of the king. And we saw that picture of Frida being like, you know? And I feel like that goes with it even more, because how can you know even the truth of Ymir Fritz, you know, the original? How can you know the complete truth if the paths and the memories have been clouded by someone who came along and used it to erase memories and to push his ideals down the line?
Yeah.
It's become murky and fuzzy now.
At this point, I don't know who did it, because we're told, like, the first king, but, like, time's all messed up now. So, like, I don't, like, whose will is that? You know?
I don't know.
It's we can make guesses, but it's one of those things that we're only going to know when we're shown or told.
Correct.
Yeah. I don't know. Restorationists are cool. I want that name back.
I'm gonna see if I wrote anything else down.
70% of the world's surface is the sea. That sounds about accurate.
Anyone can be a god or a devil.
Oh,
didn't Aaron have a line at some point saying that?
I couldn't remember if it was Aaron or if it was Historia.
Oh,
I'm gonna be the devil of this world, or like the whatever.
Yeah. I think it was her.
That was so good.
She was gonna be the villain.
Yeah.
I wrote down that doctors make the best spies, and I'm also wondering if that is why. I know Grisha had a history of knowing about being a doctor, but it furthers him being told that in this moment before the transfer of power, doctors make the best spies.
Yeah.
Because how else did he learn about the Reese family when the king was a fake? You know?
Yeah.
Doctors make good spies.
If you're still here, if you're still listening, I just want to give a shout out to Moblet, Marlowe, all the ones we've
all the
lost.
M names.
Yeah, all the M names.
Marcel, Marco.
Shallot counts. He's honorary. Mallet.
Yeah, just give him a new name.
Yeah. Yeah. You good?
I think that I am not good, but I am good.
I feel that. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and we hope to see you next time. The whole last scene has me so tripped out. The whole last scene has me so tripped out. Has me so tripped out.
Has me so tripped out.